welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to show you the process that I go through on my 1-year-old desert roses when I transplant them from their original pot or cup that I germinated this seed in a year ago. And on average they are 12 to 13 inches tall on average. Some of them are shorter, some are a little bit larger, but I germinated these guys a year ago, and now I want to put them in a larger, deeper pot than what they're in currently. So I'm going to show you guys the process that I go through to do that. But before I get too far into the video, I'd like to thank my newest subscriber up above. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. I'm glad to have you. Okay, so the pot that I'm using is just a standard 1-gallon nursery pot. This one here is square shaped is what they call it, even though when you fill it up it kind of gets to be round shaped. But there are drainage holes in this pot, which is a good thing, especially for desert roses. But for my soil mix, since the the clay is so fine, it will go through these drainage holes. So the first thing I do is take just my composted mulch, and I put about a 1-inch layer of this mulch on the bottom of the pot, and that covers the drainage holes, but yet still allows the water to flow through. So now that I have that 1-inch layer inside there, I will take and put my normal potting mix that I use for most of my bonsai trees and to include my desert roses, which is about a 60% mix of the turfus, which is the orange baked clay, and about a 40% mix of my composted mulch. Put a couple scoops of that down there. And then the next thing, I'm going to just squeeze the sides of the pot, or in this case, just a cup that I used, and I will gently take the desert rose out of its pot, and I'm going to remove a lot of the original soil that this desert rose was potted in. And this original soil has a lot more sand in it, which is good for germination of desert rose seeds. And you can see the long taproot, which on a desert rose will become a part of the interest of this desert rose as it gets larger and you start to expose that root. So right about there is how much soil I'm going to take off of it. Then I'm just going to stick it into the new pot and put soil around it. And then I'm going to take my chopstick and just make sure there's no air holes in the soil. Kind of compact the soil a little bit. Now this soil mix that I use, being 60% turfus, gives you a lot of aeration, and it really prevents root rot, especially in your desert roses. Okay, the next thing I like to put in is about a handful or two of composted cow manure. You can mix this throughout your soil if you wanted to, or you could just put a handful or two on top of the soil like this. And then after that, I'm going to fill the rest of the pot up with my normal soil mix. That little bit of composted cow manure is good organic matter to help feed this desert rose. So there it is. The next thing I'm going to do is add Osmocote Plus, which is a slow release fertilizer. It's a 6-month fertilizer, and you just mix that into the top of the soil. The good thing about the Osmocote Plus is every time you water this desert rose or every time it rains, a little bit of those nutrients will go into the soil to help fertilize your desert rose. And you can't really over fertilize it like you can with liquid fertilizer since it's a slow release fertilizer. So there it is. I'm not going to water this desert rose for the next week in case there was any damage to those roots, to give those roots a week to callus over if they were damaged, and before they get watered on so they don't get root rot. And I will keep them in my house, or you can keep it outside in the shade if it's not going to rain for the next week. And then after that, I will give this desert rose a good drink of water, and I will put it back out into full sunlight for it to grow for the rest of the year. And I hope that you got something out of this video. I'm going to pop these other ones up also. And if you got something out of this video, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and I'll see you in the next video.